Slow down, go inside, and embrace what you find within with this empowering yin sequence. Hi, I'm Melissa, and welcome to Healing Haus Yoga, where we can come together no matter how far we may roam. If you're new here, take a second and subscribe below. It really is a great way to bring our little community together and help support free yoga. Doesn't it just feel sometimes like things are out of control? All this stuff keeps happening to us and we start scrambling for answers. Well, you're in luck because I have the answers for you. You are the answer. The answers aren't out there. They lie within you. There is an endless river of deep knowledge within you that's just waiting to be tapped into. But we have to be quiet enough and open enough in order to drink from the well. So I invite you in this gentle yin practice to listen to your body, listen to your heart, and trust whatever you find there. The recognition and the awareness of the wisdom we contain serves us both on and off the mat, empowering us with the confidence and the assurance that we need in order to help us navigate our way through life. In yin, we hold postures for longer periods of time. This lets us move past the muscle stretch and start to work on the connective tissues. Because of this, less can be more. So as we move through our practice today, I invite you to find that gentle stretch that will let you melt into the postures. Props can also be super useful, and in this practice, you might find that blocks and a blanket will serve you very well. So take a second, gather those things to you if you like, and when you're ready, I'll see you on the mat. We will begin today's yin practice in an easy seat. So making your way onto your mat, finding a gentle cross-legged pose. Maybe bringing a blanket to place underneath your hips to help support your low back. And we'll just begin to settle into our breath. Without changing anything, just beginning to become aware. And tuning into that innate knowledge and wisdom that lies within us. And knowing that what is to be heard there can be trusted. We're so much conditioned to think things through, use your head, make the smart choice. But when it comes down to it, you have to trust your gut. When we feel our way through, as well as think our way through tough choices, we will always find ourselves in the right place. So as we move through this gentle sequence, I invite you to tune in and listen up to what lies within the stillness. Listening to your body as we move through the poses, and trusting yourself, keeping the eyes closed. We'll begin to open the heart by reaching the hands behind your back and interlacing your fingers, pressing the palms together, elbows are bent. With an inhale, begin to press the knuckles towards the mat. Shoulders pull back. And maybe gaze begins to lift. Noticing if this provides you with a nice stretch across the front of the chest and shoulders, or if by going deeper you'll receive more benefit by extending the arms out behind you, lifting them away from the sacrum, only going out as far as allows you to keep your palms pressing together. Inhale, exhale, release the hands, unwind the fingers. And we'll make our way into tabletop. Tucking the toes, exhale, find downward facing dog. Finding some motion in this down dog. Maybe pedaling your feet or wagging your tail. Checking in, seeing where you're tight or tired. And then coming into stillness, shift the gaze towards the hands with an inhale, and exhaling, step the feet forward to the top edge of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, reach arms out and overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach and lift. Exhale, fold and release. Plant the palms and step the right leg back. Finding a squared off lunge, we'll set up for one-legged camel. Inhale, reach arms up and overhead. Gaze comes skyward. And as you exhale, leaving the left fingertips where they're at, release the right hand down and begin to reach for the back heel. Squaring the shoulders, allow the gaze to release. Throat opens. Core is strong and taking care to protect the low back. Inhaling, roll one vertebra up at a time, coming back, hands to the hips and finding that squared off lunge. Then exhaling, release the hands to the mat and step back to downward facing dog. Meeting up in down dog, step the right foot forward, the back knee to the mat for a squared off lunge, hands come to hips. Gaze is forward, and inhaling, reach arms up and overhead. Exhaling, begin to release the left hand down, finding the back heel for a one-legged camel. Inhaling, roll up one vertebra at a time, bringing the head up last. And exhaling, release the hands and release all the way down into child's pose, bringing big toes to touch and knees extend out wide, arms long overhead, forehead resting on the mat. Inhale, release the hands and begin to walk them towards the hips, sitting up. And setting up for half camel, find your kneeling once more. Maybe placing a blanket under the knees for padding. Inhaling, reach arms up and overhead. And exhaling, releasing the right hand towards your right heel. Staying long in the low back, maybe gaze releases and throat opens. Inhaling, roll one vertebra up at a time, coming up with the head last. And exhaling, hands to hips. Setting up for second side. Inhale, reach arms overhead. And exhaling, left hand floats down, finding the left heel. Core is engaged and staying long in the low back. Inhale, rolling up one vertebra at a time, bringing the head up last. And exhaling, release to child's pose. Big toes come to touch and knees go out wide, resting the forehead on the mat. Allowing any tension to release from the low back. Inhaling, walk hands towards the hips and sit up tall, and then find kneeling once more, setting up for full camel. Remembering that these postures or these poses are meant to serve your body, and therefore not worrying about how far back you release, but whether or not the posture is serving you best. So placing the hands on the low back as though you're putting your hands in your pockets. Begin to lift the gaze and open the chest with an inhale. And as you exhale, find your back bend. Pressing the hips forward, allowing the head to release. Hands can remain at the waist. Or beginning to release them towards your heels, staying long in the low back. On the next inhale, begin to roll up one vertebra at a time, bringing the head up last. And exhaling, find child's pose. Inhaling, walk the hands towards the hips, find tabletop, and we'll set up for thread the needle. Rooting through the left palm, reach the right hand high towards the sky, find an open twist, and then exhaling, thread the right arm underneath the left, coming to rest on the right shoulder and ear. Left arm reaches out long overhead at a diagonal, maybe tenting the fingertips, finding a squareness in the hips. Inhale, unwind, come back to tabletop and switching sides, rooting through the right palm, reach the left hand high, finding an open twist, and then exhaling, threading the left arm underneath the right, coming to rest on the left shoulder and ear. Right arm reaches overhead at a diagonal and tenting the fingertips, finding a squareness in the hips. Inhale, unwind. And coming into seated star, bringing soles of feet to touch. Heels can come in as close to the groin as feels comfortable or as far forward as you like. Inhale, sit up tall. And as you exhale with a long spine, hinge at the hips, folding forward. Allowing yourself to rest to that first point of natural resistance. Inhaling, sit up tall, extending the legs long, find supine. Then exhaling, hug the right knee in towards your chest. Inhaling, bringing it a little bit closer towards the right shoulder, and then exhale, draping the right leg across the body. For a supine twist, arms go wide and gaze comes to your right. Hips press forward and away from the shoulder. as both shoulders root strongly into the mat. Inhale, unwind, come back to center, legs long. And as you exhale, hug the left knee in towards the chest. Inhaling, bringing it a little bit closer to the left shoulder. And then exhaling, draping the left leg across the body for a supine twist. Arms are wide and gaze goes leftwards. Inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, find happy baby. Knees are wide outside the edges of the body with a deep bend. And hands come to capture the calves, the ankles, or maybe the outside edges of the feet. We find some gentle rocking here. Taking a moment to get any last wiggles out. Maybe extending one leg, then the other. And finding stillness. Bring soles of feet to touch. With an inhale, hug the feet in towards the forehead, and exhaling, release. Finding Shavasana. Taking a reclined posture that allows you to rest comfortably for the next several minutes in stillness. Feeling free to bring along any props. Perhaps a blanket under your head or draped across your torso to help keep you warm. I will mind the time while you enjoy the stillness. And I will let you know when it's time to release your meditations. bringing awareness back into the body. Begin to find motion in your fingers and your toes. If it feels good on the next inhale, extend arms and legs long, finding a full body stretch. And then keeping your eyes closed in your own time, making your way onto your side. Taking just the last few moments to gather up the stillness, the competence, the wisdom, the trust that we've cultivated in our practice today, so that we might carry them with us to draw on as a source of strength should we find ourselves challenged throughout our week. On your next inhale, press into your palms and make your way into an easy seat. Arms reach out and overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center. The light in me honors and acknowledges the light in each and every one of you. Together we say, Namaste. You have such a beautiful practice, and thank you so much for practicing with me today and trusting me to lead you through that sequence. If you found value in today's video, please take a second and give it a thumbs up. It really does help me serve you best. Or maybe if you prefer, you can leave a comment down below or give me a shout at our website at healinghouseyoga.com. I really enjoyed practicing with you today, and I look forward to seeing you again. Until next time, be well.